This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Justice Patil delivers a breakneck account of 2G saga. Sources confirm that Raja features in the report. CBI subjects him to a second round of questioning. Congress is counting its bargaining chips. Will the TNCC demand more seats? DMK chief meets with PM and Sonia Gandhi, announces committee for sharing seats. To be or not to be, DMK and PMK play shadow games. Karnadi takes a U-turn after saying that parties will be partners. As Egypt burns with popular discontent, what about pockets of Indians? NDTV Hindu brings you an explosive report about a Tamil expat. Madras High Court talks tough despite employment concerns, maintains that polluting dyeing units will face closure. A very good evening and welcome to News Tonight with me, Ashmit. Let's have a look at stories coming in from across the nation. A day after a merchant ship collided with the naval ship INS Vidyagiri, the ship is aground and heavily damaged. There is a prima facie case against 4 teachers for abetment of suicide of Ranjavit Kaur Ravla. A Kolkata court confirms. The opposition movement calls for a 1 million people strong demonstration on Tuesday in its effort to topple President Hosni Mubarak. Popat Chunde, the main accused of burning Maharashtra officer Yashwant Sonavane to death, dies of severe burn injuries. And investigators tracked the Kamapa money trail. The cash came from Nepal, but the hotel goes cold in Hong Kong. Well, first up, the one-man committee of Justice Shivraj Patil, which was appointed by the Telecom Department to probe the 2G spectrum scam, has submitted its report to the Telecom Minister Kapil Sibal. Now, after submitting the report, Justice Patil, a retired judge of the Supreme Court, said that he has confined to terms of reference, has zeroed in on individuals, and has also suggested remedial measures. Now, Justice Patil, however, admitted that he faced difficulty in obtaining a lot of original documents as they were with the CBI. Now, the Telecom Minister Kapil Sibal has expressed happiness at the breakneck speed at which the probe report was completed. Now, though the report hasn't been made public yet, this is a crucial report on former Telecom Minister A. Raja, who has maintained that he followed all procedures and that everything was done keeping the Prime Minister in the loop.
Is it a 1.76 lakh crore scam?
About that, I have no comments because that's not our jurisdiction.
Okay.
The financial implications or criminal culpability is not our jurisdiction.
Is this one of the, would you say, sir, you've studied it very well.
Yes.
Generally speaking about the probe, is it one of the biggest scams that is there? I mean, what is your impression? Was it?
I have not looked into the 1.76 lakh scam, this or that. I have looked into only the internal procedure in the department in granting licenses and allotment of spectrum.
Right.
I already said about financial aspects, about other criminal aspects.
We were very clear that the one-man committee should look at the various procedures that were adopted by the DOT and in the context of the terms of reference, and give his point of view fearlessly, without any kind of interference, and this is exactly what has happened.
Well, though the new Telecom Minister Kapil Sibal applauded the efforts of Justice Patil, the former Telecom Chief A. Raja might have a different story to tell. A. Raja, or Spectrum Raja, was made to face round 2 of CBI questioning. This after sources revealed that Raja's name does feature in Justice Patil's report. Now, the report has blamed the former Telecom Minister for various procedural lapses. The report also names Raja's aides such as R.K. Chandolia and Siddharth Beheria. Well, for more on that, let's go across to our senior correspondent, Peer Mohammed, who's joining us live from our newsroom. Now, Peer, first up again, A. Raja is considered as the proverbial albatross around the DMK's neck. In this one case, can we measure what will be the political cost of, again, Raja resurfacing as the main culprit behind 2G?
Yes, this Raja's name resurfacing in the 2G scam report given by Justice Sivraj Patil comes just a week ahead of the CBI, which is asked to file its progress report before the Supreme Court on February 10th, and the Enforcement Directorate is also asked to submit its report, progress report, before the Supreme Court on February 10. Another important issue is that February 21st, the Parliament's budget session is starting, and the opposition is going to raise its heat demanding a JPC probe into the 2G scam, including BJP, AIDMK. So the government is seem to be more proactive on the 2G scam issue now, with the Justice Sivraj Patil one-man commission submitting its report on time, and also the fact that CBI has grilled him again for over 2 hours, asking various questions. A second round of investigation is on. So there seems to be quite a lot of activity, particularly after Kapil Sibal drew flag from the Supreme Court for his reported comments on the CAG report from the Supreme Court. The Congress government seems to be on the right track, particularly because they are also going to be in alliance talks with the DMK now ahead of the assembly elections in the state.
Right. Peer, now that you mentioned alliance talks, what impact will this one development have on those alliance talks, and how will it really affect the negotiating equation there about which party will demand more seats?
Yes, the Congress is definitely demanding more seats. According to the Congress top leadership and the state leadership, Congress is demanding more seats this time. Not just some of the leaders, even the Congress state president, who is very lenient to the DMK, has called for a press conference and said that no, we want to contest more seats this time. Last time they contested 48 seats. Because the state level informal talks did not yield any results, DMK chief decided to meet Sonia Gandhi in person today, but even there he could not make a very concrete announcement. He could come out and say that a committee will be formed and that will look into these seat sharing talks, because there is a deadlock between the DMK and the Congress, because Congress is pushing for almost 100 seats this time, almost double compared to the 2006 assembly election. That is why there is a deadlock, and Congress is definitely gaining upper hand this time in the alliance talks.
Right, P. Thanks a lot for joining us with all that insight and perspective on the fallout of this one critical development. Let's move ahead now. The ruling party in the state looks to be in top gear ahead of the assembly elections, with the poll management in focus. The DMK is looking to cement ties and poll arrangements with its alliance partners. Now, top on the agenda is the sensitive issue of a seat sharing formula. Now, having incurred a loss of political capital after the 2G saga, the Chief Minister will hope to work his charm in Delhi with the Congress High Command to walk out with a meaty seat-sharing deal. Now, the DMK chief met with the Prime Minister and the Congress chief Sonia Gandhi, and according to early reports coming in, Chief Minister Karunanidhi has announced that a committee will be set up to devise a mutually acceptable seat-sharing formula. Well, staying with alliance politics, when the Chief Minister declared on Sunday in Delhi that the PMK was in alliance with the ruling party DMK, political analysts took his words as the official confirmation. But in a dramatic turn of events, confusion has prevailed and the situation continues to remain fluid. Both PMK founder Dr. Ramados and DMK have now agreed that they are yet to decide on the alliance and that the final decision is yet to be out. Well, more news from the political spectrum. AIADMK Supremo Jayalalitha's advocate A. Navanitha Krishnan today argued in the CBI court that the gifts draft worth nearly 2 crores received by her during the birthday celebrations in 1992 were given to her in her capacity as the AIADMK General Secretary and not as her capacity as the then Chief Minister. Now, he argued that the receipt of the drafts as birthday gifts as a party chief would not attract the provisions of the Prevention of Corruption Act. Now, when the case came up last week, the prosecutor N.R. Elango presented his arguments. The case is posted for further hearing on February 15th.
On behalf of Honorable Amma, it is submitted before the CBI court today that the money was collected by the party cadres and then the DDs were taken in the name of the local leaders, and in turn it was presented to the Honorable Amma. the presentation of DD by the party cadres to their party leader, namely the General Secretary of the ADMK. So the demand drafts were presented to her only in the capacity of the General Secretary of AIADMK, not in the capacity of the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
Well, moving ahead, Madras High Court today reiterated its judgment for the closure of 787 dying units in Tirupur. Now, this was in response when the Association of Dying Units made an oral representation to exempt at least some units from being closed. But the Chief Justice said that the decision was taken in larger public interest and cannot be reviewed without a proper review petition from the dying units. Meanwhile, the government of Tamil Nadu, through its Additional Advocate General, took exception to the court's observation that the government committed contempt of court. Now, the court suggested a modification petition from the government to effect any changes in the judgment.
Complete அழிந்து விட்டன. தோட்டத்திலே கிணறுகளும் அழிந்து விட்டது. தண்ணீர் கிட்டத்தட்ட 19,000 டிடிஎஸ் வருகிறது. ஆடுகள் குடிக்க முடியாது, மாடுகள் குடிக்க முடியாது. என்னுடைய தோட்டத்திலே 40 மாடுகள் இருந்தது, ஒன்று கூட இல்லை. 200 ஆடுகள் வைத்திருந்தோம், ஒன்று கூட இல்லை. 1400 தென்னை மரங்கள் இருந்தது, அழிந்து விட்டன. 200 மூட்டை நெல் விளையும் வேலையே இல்லை. ஆக குடிப்பதற்கும் இல்லை, ஆடு மாடுகளும் இறந்து விட்டன. எங்கள் பகுதியிலே 600 பேர் பெண்கள் மட்டும் கேன்சரிலே இறந்திருக்கிறார்கள், இறந்து விட்டாங்க. எண்ணற்ற வியாதிகள் ஒவ்வொரு உடம்புல வந்துச்சுன்னா குளிச்சா போச்சு. இந்த தண்ணியில் போய் யாராவது குளிச்சிங்க அப்படிதான் உடம்பு பூரா குப்பிளிச்சு போகும்.
Well, Tamil Nadu Assembly Secretariat today announced that the interim budget would be presented on February 5th. Now, M. Selvaraj, the secretary, said that the State Assembly would be convened on February 4th as announced earlier. And the first session of the State Assembly in 2011 witnessed unruly scenes with the main opposition AIADMK and the left parties raising several issues, including price rise and the 2G scam issue. Now, the upcoming session is expected to be a stormy one, particularly because it is the last session of the present government ahead of the Assembly elections 2011. Well, even as Egypt continues to burn in protest against the President Mubarak, potential collateral damage on Indian expats is indeed worrying. We get you an exclusive report on a Tamil expat caught in the crossfire on the other side. Keep watching.